So I have a question for you. Are you ready to go to Mars? It's a question I ask myself frequently when thinking about what's required to be successful in the demonstration of Christian Science. And the question comes from articles that I've read about space programs preparing to send humans to Mars. However, the understanding is that if you're one of these astronauts that go to Mars, you're never coming back. And they've asked for volunteers for these missions and actually have had many people volunteer to be an astronaut to fly to Mars with the understanding that they will never ever come back to Earth. They will go to Mars and that's where they'll stay. That's a fascinating situation to think about because that means you are required to leave everything behind. All your family connections, all your possessions, all your worldly attachments, anything and everything here on this earth, you will be leaving behind forever and never expecting to come back and see it again. You're headed off to Mars and that's where you're going to stay. Well, likewise, in practicing Christian Science, there's much the same demand, but it's in terms of leaving material sense behind for spiritual sense. And this is what Jesus Christ taught when he said, "Follow me." He said you need to let go of the world, let go of all your worldly connections, and follow me to understanding life in spirit, which is what he demonstrated when he ascended into total spiritual consciousness at the end of his human existence here on earth. Mary Baker Eddy, the one who discovered Christian Science, wrote about this going to Mars experience many times, and one passage that's one of my favorites in her book, Science and Health, the Key to the Scriptures, it's on page 14, where she wrote, "Become conscious for a single moment that life and intelligence are purely spiritual, neither in nor of matter, and the body will then utter no complaints." Well, she's talking about going to Mars when she wrote, "Become conscious that life and intelligence are purely spiritual, neither in nor of matter." That's what I'm talking about when I talk about going to Mars. To truly let your thought ascend into pure spiritual consciousness, you have to let go of matter, let go of material sense. That's the earth. You have to leave earth behind and expect to go all the way to Mars. There's no halfway position. You can't be one of these astronauts that sign up and you get on the spaceship and partway through the mission you go, "Oh, this is far enough for me. I want to stop here halfway." No way. You got to go all the way. And that's the way it is for success in prayer. We got to be willing to go all the way to Mars. Leave Earth behind, leave material sense behind, and go all the way to a pure consciousness of life in spirit. That's when we really experience the healing power of God. So, if you'd like to experience more success in your practice of Christian Science, be willing to go all the way to Mars. Leave material sense behind. Go all the way into spiritual sense, and there you'll find the healing and the help you're looking for.